Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rusty and Mojo Show, episode 17. I think I get the episode wrong every time. I am joined by my co-host, who looks like a fancy Hillary Clinton, Rudy St. Clair, and of course, the main man, Mojo99. What is up, Mojo?
Chilling.
You get to say what's up. Rudy has to shut his pretty little mouth.
Pretty
the way it goes.
I have no idea how to start this podcast, so someone else do it because I have no idea.
Well, how about first of all, get up in your mic a little bit because you're quiet as hell.
Get up in my mic like this.
Ooh.
This
well,
good?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean that's
this good?
I like it, but it's probably not good.
Damn, Rudy, I ain't gonna. You bringing in something, bro? Rudy trying to seduce a motherfucker dude with the way he's talking.
Look at the way his fucking shirt is.
I got
see his shirt. He said, "I like it." Oh my god!
Showing off the chest tattoo.
Rudy, are you going on a date after this? Be real.
No, I'm just getting ready to record
well, you need to. You need to go on a date with your girl looking.
You're
like
gonna record like that? You're a fucking madman.
No, this is the look, man.
I feel like you're the guy who wears the fucking what was it called? Turtleneck with the chain over it.
Oh man, I ain't got the chin to pull off a turtleneck.
People roast that look all the time, but I think it looks good.
Yeah, I think it's super solid.
It's a straight heat look. Shout out to The Rock.
I just love when I scroll through on Twitter and I just see everyone shitting on something. I'm like, I kind of like that though, but I'm not gonna say a damn word.
Yeah, I know that I'm not a man of high taste because many reasons, but one piece of evidence is that every time I go to shop for Cookies Hoops merch, I always love the shit that ends up sticking around way too long and they made too much and it goes on sale 6 months later or whatever for half the price that I bought it for. So whatever people like the least, that's what you go for. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, not even on purpose. It's just like I get drawn to the shit that is apparently unpopular, but whatever, man.
I'm wearing a $12 hoodie shirt, so I can't even talk shit.
Hey, man, this thing was $7, so.
All right. Oh my God.
Shit, I got y'all both beat. This is like $5.
I'm not gonna lie. It kind of looks like that. Yeah. This is a fucking podcast a drip. If you didn't know. All right. So let me just talk about this thing I sent to the group chat first because that's the easiest thing. So this guy, I wish I could pull it up now that I have the thing. Actually, why don't you pull it up, Rudy? Since you have it. It's just the tweet I sent to the group chat, and first click on the tweet that I quoted to look over that.
Gotcha.
While he's pulling that up, Jacob, you have to explain to the people why you haven't been active on Twitter. Like, you just can't disappear and pop out like nothing happened.
From posting a photo of Kanye West, a lyric that was like, I don't know if this is an actual lyric or if it was just Photoshop because I don't listen to rap, but it was like, dog, if I was you, I'd kill myself. And I sent that and Twitter suspended me for a week. And I get back on Twitter and 3 different times they flagged my account briefly because of me telling people to die, because that's just something I like to do. And they were like, you're telling them to kill themselves. I'm like, okay. I deleted like 30 different tweets of me doing that in the past. I'm like, you're not suspending my fucking account.
Yeah.
All the evidence is gone.
Yeah, I bet they still have those tweets in an archive somewhere.
Probably. But
they really want to do it.
If they're gone, they can't go for me. You're just drinking right out of the wine bottle. Wow, Rudy is really.
I have class.
Damn, bro. Yeah, man. Oh my gosh, Rudy, you've been
chest open, drinking the wine. Rudy is feeling himself today.
Right. Yeah. This is the podcast where I fully take over. This is my show now.
Yeah. This is the Rudy show now. All right. I don't know if you have the tweet pulled up yet.
Yeah. I had to pull it up almost immediately. You just quote tweeted this somewhat viral tweet that just says how depressing our society has failed to provide ambitious role models to our children.
Shut up. Do the fancy thing.
Yeah. Flex for
our
viewers.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think I was telling you to do it.
Sorry. That's why. Sorry. I'm stupid.
He's got all this wine going to his head.
All right. That's what it is. All right. So this is your original tweet that you quote tweeted. You know, it's pretty viral. Got 16,000 likes.
Yeah, I got a solid 9,000 quote tweets.
Yeah. Just how depressing our society has failed to provide ambitious role models to our children. And it's just like results of some survey that's unsighted, of course. It just says number one
I've heard
YouTuber
this, like, across the board that YouTuber is like the number one desired position from kids. Like,
yeah, I mean, but that's been a fact for many years now.
Yeah,
like that's super normal.
So, like the
your impression on it.
Yeah, well, I wanted to point to all the things I pointed to. So, YouTuber, vlogger/vlogger,
which I gotta say, I can't help but feel like when they say blogger, that's just whoever like heard them say vlogger and wrote down blogger.
Who does a blog anymore?
Yeah, dude, it's not 2008. We're not blogging.
That's a very 2000s thing. Musician / singer, actor, filmmaker, and then TV presenter, athlete. I don't know, why are athlete and teacher together? Those are two drastically
That's like what this
different.
Justin Wayne
I don't know why they're
maybe they're tied.
Those are the two most opposite things to be. And then writer, which is I guess more respected, and then lawyer. But like basically these are almost all entertainment, like TV presenter, filmmaker, actor, musician, vlogger, which is basically just more YouTuber, because where else are you doing vlogs?
Right.
So yeah, basically the whole point of this post is that all kids want to be in entertainment, which is like, first of all, I don't feel like that's a new thing. Like, I think the dream has generally been entertainer for the majority, at least a good chunk of the American population, because entertainment is such a huge part of our society. Look at me, fucking Joker over here. But but like, I feel like that's not a big deal. But then I'm specifically referencing his caption here. Our society has failed to provide ambitious role models for our children. And like I say, making a career for yourself with no safety net is pretty ambitious. Like going through the traditional path to become a lawyer or a teacher or a doctor, like, yeah, that's not an easy thing to do, but it's a more safe thing to do, because as long as you check all the boxes, you're generally going to make it there. Whereas you can even be good at what you do as a YouTuber or blogger, a musician or actor, or filmmaker or TV presenter, whatever that is, and you can still fall flat just because of circumstances. And like, regardless of if you think people should be aspiring to be those things all the time, I personally don't really give a shit. Regardless of how you feel about that, like, that's not unambitious. That's definitely not what it is.
And like, it's kids. Who are you asking? Kids, like we're all the most
Ask a couple years earlier than this age group, and they're probably gonna say they want to be Buzz Lightyear. Like,
like they're kids. What do you expect? This is when you're the most creative, and all those top jobs or whatever that they listed come strictly from like the creative part of your brain, and you want to do a whole bunch of wild shit and have no barriers and have no limitations.
Yeah, and like this is so I don't know what the exact age group they surveyed are, but it does say kids, so I'm going to assume like it's not young, but it's not like probably upper age teenagers either. But like, I don't feel like it's that big of a deal that a lot of people want to work in entertainment, because for the most part, I mean, it's not like doctors, like one doctor other than Anthony Fauci is just reaching massive groups of people to be a role model. Like, that's just not what that job does. Entertainers are naturally going to be seen by people more and consumed by the general population more, with athletes as well. Like, that's just what happens when you have those circumstances. So I don't understand being all peeved about it.
I don't understand what's unambitious about seeking notoriety. Like, glory is an ancient concept, you know. Like, it's a very human thing. And to blame it on our current society as if there's some society of old like, that isn't like this.
If you did this survey back in the 1950s, everyone would be like, I want to be a Hollywood movie star.
Right. I want to be a rock star.
Yeah, like, I want to create Led Zeppelin, and then they did that.
And then they did that.
But like, that's not a new thing, at least in American society. I'm not going to speak for other countries, because some countries the influence of entertainment varies. But here, entertainment is a huge thing, and it's a huge industry for a reason, and it makes sense to want to get into it. I mean, from a YouTuber's perspective, it has its ups and downs, but generally, this is pretty much the closest thing to my dream job. So I'm pretty fucking happy to be here. Excuse me for wanting to be in that position. Like, and also, I saw an interesting reply to my tweet was like, like parents tell you to dream big and then get mad at you when you do it.
Oh,
that's like a big thing, because like parents will be like, oh, you can do anything you want, and then you tell them, okay, I'm gonna do this thing, and like, no, but that's not safe though. What if it doesn't work? What if not? What if this and that? And it makes sense to be concerned, but like, you also have to let people pursue what they want to pursue.
Yeah,
I was lucky enough, my parents were generally pretty damn supportive. I just cut you off.
No, you're good. You're lucky to have supportive parents like that. And, you know, Mojo, I assume you are as well. I know fucking just about every time I talk to my fucking dad. He's just like, oh, gotta be sure to finish your degree so you can get a job. And I was like, I don't know how many times I've told you that I literally have a life goal to not have a W-2 again in my life. Like I'm not getting my labor stolen from me ever again. That's my greatest aspiration. So the fact that you just ignore that and tell me you gotta get a job is fucking annoying.
I understand where they're coming from when they do that, because they're like, you're just concerned for your well-being, and in their head, that's the way you do it. Even then, even though my parents are supportive, they were like, you have to be in college, until I showed them a paycheck one day and they're like, okay, you can go to college.
Right. It's like, all right, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I was like, literally, if I went to college, I'd be burning money from the time that would take away from YouTube. So
exactly,
I'm just gonna not do that.
Mojo, I meant to kind of clear this with you before the pod, so pardon me if I'm being rude by bringing it up, but I noticed that a video you uploaded before last time we recorded a podcast was a pretty significant personal video on your channel. It was kind of talking about coping with being in the shadow realm of YouTube. Do you mind?
Did we never talk about that? I feel like an ass.
Yeah, we never did. We never did.
I never even saw the video until after we recorded, so that's why I failed to bring it up. But I mean, talking about basically just like putting YouTube on the back burner after X amount of time if you don't break this cold streak of just not having your subscribers notified and all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. So to go ahead and get into that, I'll just at a point to where it's so weird where, because in like a month of February or beginning of February, videos just shot up and did really well out of nowhere. And I get more DMs, more messages from people telling me, oh, you like my video, or they like the newest video I put out or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Seems like I'm kind of out of this slump. And then out of nowhere, like, views start to suddenly drop again. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? I've had like maybe a week or two good streak on YouTube. And numbers was like a motherfucker. And then all of a sudden they stooped even lower than ever before. And seeing that happen made it like my mind kind of shifted. I'm like, okay, I love this YouTube stuff and I'm never ever going to stop, just because it's like I just can't stop it. It's like telling me to not make YouTube videos and make like content is like telling me not to breathe. You know what I'm saying? That's how important it is for me. That's how much I truly enjoy.
Let it overtake other things that need to be prioritized.
Yeah, exactly. Because if I have an opportunity to go ahead and put money, or a good amount of money in my pocket from like doing things like working with my dad or whatever the case may be, then I'm going to do that over making a video on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? But so I haven't, hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna put you on mute. Someone just knocked on my door.
I'm recording a podcast. Go away. I'm recording a podcast. I'm trying to insert.
All right. Yeah, exactly. That's literally what I just said. But like, I just had like to put YouTube on the priority list. I was thinking about it more from long-term wise, and I'm not going to continue to like put out videos that don't get what they deserve and just constantly beat myself up about it mentally, when it's something that I still want to do, like it's something that I still want to do. And I feel like it's something that I would do on a consistent basis if I got what I received in return, like a good return on investment of my time. And if I was to continuously do what I have been doing and still don't see a change, then I'd just literally be wasting my time, effort, money, and all this stuff. I'd lose money and all those things, But I'm still going to give it like one last good hurrah and see what happens. But after a certain amount of time, I'm just not going to be uploading as consistently. I'm still going to do it just because like I will never stop. I could get like 5 viewers, you know what I'm saying? And I'll still put up a video. It won't be like every week or every 2 weeks, maybe be like once a month. But I'm still going to do my thing, Yeah. But yeah, like constantly putting out videos and being like, oh, this one should pop, this one should pop, this one should do well. And you seeing that fat ass like 10 out of 10 is just like really like it just destroys my vibe. You know what I'm saying? And Rusty knows how important my vibe is.
My last video was a 10 out of 10. So
yours?
I'm feeling the pain right now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just something that a lot of people won't understand unless you're creating yourself or you have that crazy type of perspective. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I'm still gonna be uploading. I'm gonna try a new thing. I'm gonna like kind of rebrand tonight. I think if I have time after I do all this homework and shit, I'm gonna rebrand, make a new banner and all this other shit, and try this new formula. And also Jay's gonna help me with a few things too.
Yeah, we've been talking behind the scenes, some stuff like simplifying the content just so it reaches a broader audience.
Yeah, just little things like that.
It's frustrating for me from an outsider's perspective, because obviously I'm rooting for my friends to succeed. But like for the longest time, I was like, Mojo, you could excel if you just uploaded more consistently. And you get to the point where you're finally doing that, and YouTube's like, nope.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Completely outside of your own control. And that's the scary shit about doing YouTube, is that YouTube can just decide your career is done.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, like I would just be chilling, focusing on school mainly, and I just upload a video when I had time, and then videos doing good. And then when I decide to go ahead and make YouTube more of a priority and upload more, the sudden shift just happens. And it was just really weird. It was really weird, and it was hard to swallow, because in my mind I was okay, if I want this YouTube thing to really do what it has done in a similar vein for what like it's done for Jacob, I need to take it seriously. And as soon as I did that, it kind of just like slapped me in the face, and it not recoiled, but yeah, I got slapped in the face, you know? And so I'm still gonna go hard at it and put in time, but just know that if things don't change, then like I'm not going to be on it as consistently. I'm going to be on it still, but not as consistently.
Right. I mean, it's just like the epitome of burnout, right? It's just like feeling like you deserve more for the time you're putting in. I mean, like it happens in all fields, not just creative ones.
A well-performing video at this point.
What's that? I could barely hear you, Jacob.
Huh?
I could barely hear what you just said.
I said, what's your benchmark for like a well-performing video now?
Right now, okay. By benchmark, what do you mean? Like, what's an okay spot?
Like a video that if it gets like this amount of views, you're satisfied with it. Not like this is what I want, but I'm okay with this.
Okay, right now I'd be super solid with like 10K. Like 10K, super solid. Like I'm
gonna
chilling.
say that's if I'm remembering back to when I had 40, that was roughly my bar as well.
Yeah, and I'm getting so much less thorn than the highest view video that I've had recently in like the last 10 videos may have been the YouTube when I was talking about my YouTube career in the future. And
I had like 5K.
Yeah, and it had like half of that. So but it got like 1,000 likes, and it's just like YouTube is so weird, because this is one of the few times where a video that I've done got like 5,000 or 6,000 views or whatever, but it hit like 1K views like that instantly. And I remember a couple months ago, like it was like either November or September. There's this other YouTuber called T Reese. He was like, bro, like what he saw that ratio, 6,000 views to 1,000 like ratio was something serious, you know? And he was like, dude, like if you upload consistently, you're gonna pop. There's no way in hell you don't. And then
I've told you this stuff before, because I'm like, when you look at your numbers, your subscriber percentage per viewer is like 3 times mine. So that was my whole point when I was telling you back then, like if you upload consistently, you'll blow up, because I'm like, when you get in front of people, they tend to click, I'm subscribing to that. But now the algorithm isn't letting you get in front of the people that you're supposed to.
Yeah. So honestly, what I'm thinking about doing is I'm gonna try to daily upload for like a week or whatever, see how I feel, and then see how, you know, the whole money situation is with what I do now with my dad. And if I feel good, then it may be something that I may use to boost up my channel back to where it was. And then I think honestly the plan is to daily upload for now, simplify my videos like a motherfucker. I'm not gonna be as edity, you know. I'm gonna stop using video clips, start using photos more, just because it's a lot easier to upload and edit and put up there. But it's depressing. That's what it was. And it took me a minute to accept it. Since I've been 21, my biggest thing so far has been acceptance and accepting things. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I have this new formula. I'm gonna try this out, and if nothing happens, then I'm gonna have to stop uploading. But if something does happen with this formula and it does work, and I end up being back to where I was, I'm going to revert to uploading less frequently and post higher quality videos, and really make the whole Mojo Monday thing a real staple and something get a lot of people like looking.
I forgot that was even a thing.
Yeah, I know. I've been missing days. I've been missing Mondays and stuff like that. But I'm gonna start doing that again. That's the plan for now.
All right.
Yeah.
I would even say, even not even just photos and clips. I might do straight up one flat recording of you in a webcam and see what happens. Obviously, cut out little things where you have to and put music over it, but like really simple edit, just so you can produce more and focus on that before the quality.
Yeah. Honestly, that's so true, and that's what I'm gonna do. It sucks because I really like I like editing and making my videos look cool, and it's gonna
encountered this same exact issue,
Mhm.
and that's why I hired Rudy, because the editing that I was doing was so goddamn boring. I was like, let this bore somebody that's not me. But what's good about that is Rudy, because he hadn't been doing it for years, is able to bring a creative element to it that I just didn't have in me anymore. And I tried to rebirth my love of editing with the deep dive series, which it has, though I haven't done the deep dive series in 3 weeks. But
you're doing so good for the first month.
Huh?
You're doing so good at consistently knocking out deep dives for those first
Here's
3 weeks.
Here's the thing, though. I had to do an all-nighter every week. It's like, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
I couldn't keep doing that shit. I was losing my fucking mind doing an all-nighter all the time. But the first 3 did stupid well. So I have to keep doing it. But regardless, like, it'll be a sacrifice, because editing is, I didn't realize when I first started YouTube how much I would love editing, but like, it's the most creative element of it, so it's the most fun. But I think it's worth sacrificing that a bit just to get the numbers to make sense, and then as they start getting up there, you can focus more on the quality a bit. Because like,
exactly.
I think part of the feeling of like this sucks is like also the fact that you're pouring a lot into the video and it doesn't do that well. Because like, when I've done videos that I didn't try that hard on, they did poorly, I was like, okay, well, I didn't really try that hard, so if it doesn't do as well, it's fine.
Yeah, dude, literally, exactly.
It is frustrating though when you make those types of videos and then you make one you're really passionate about and the video you barely tried on does way better.
Yeah, I know, dog. I know, I hate that so much, but that's my whole stance and my take. Hopefully I don't go anywhere, but eventually I want to be at a point to where I can make deep dives. Oh, have my Mojo Mondays again. What deep dives are for you right now?
I'm gonna say, you're just gonna steal my branding.
No, but level of importance and how much effort I want to put into it, that's what I want it to be.
You know, this is a weird idea, but I feel like it would be both hilarious and also successful to just see you both casually swap settings and like be the other person in each other's videos, like have Mojo sitting in Jacob's chair, Jacob sitting in Mojo's chair, just reading off each other, just like be the host, just for fun, just to create intrigue.
Just don't even mention it.
That wine hitting him, Jacob. That wine hitting like a motherfucker.
Mojo 99, and it's Jacob.
Like, don't mention it at all. Like, I took Mojo's place. Like, just act like I'm him. I'm just gonna say the word vibes 15 times.
It'd be high quality YouTube content. It would go down in the NBA YouTube history books. Whoever's writing that shit.
Maybe when I get a house, because I don't want anybody coming to my house where my parents live.
Yeah,
right.
But I do feel like once I get the house and everything like set up, I might just invite all the guys to come down for a weekend.
Yeah, especially now that vaccines are rolling out and all that shit.
That sounds a little sus, but
yeah.
Have all the boys over, have a sleepover.
Get all the men in my house.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to find like a similar middle ground that you're talking about, Mojo. Just because like for me, posting is hard just because I'm just editing for other people on the reg, and so I get kind of burnt out on editing mood sometimes. But like when I feel a creative idea for a video come on, it comes on like really strong and I get very passionate about it. And so I try to walk this line between like trying not to invest all this time for anything beyond expecting it to just feel like a hobby, you know, because it's not like I have some fucking subscriber base yet. But at the same time, it's like I know that if I just pumped out lower effort content like crazy regularly, that might be better off than fulfilling a bunch of passion projects. So my strategy right now is to just use my current YouTube channel to post basically whatever I want, whenever I want, and have it like not exactly be the highest quality, most artistic content. But then I've been trying to figure out an idea for a news show for NBA YouTube for a while now, and I think I finally got all the pieces together to make it happen how I envision it. And after writing a couple videos for it, I'm like very confident that I could pump out a scripted news video in the style of like Last Week Tonight or some more news like once a week.
I've talked about wanting to do like an NBA YouTube Last Week Tonight, but I couldn't really figure out how to format it properly.
See,
nor do I think I'm funny enough.
I think that I've found the middle ground for that, and I'm recording 2 videos the next 2 days for my current channel, which are like the laid back style. But by Friday, and today's Monday, I'm hoping to have recorded, edited, and uploaded my first video on a new channel where it's that like weekly news.
All right, dope. I'll steal that idea from you and force you to edit it too.
Oh, it'll hurt. I will demand a raise.
Yeah, 2 things. First of all, I want to say, I don't think I've said this anywhere publicly. I'm kind of viewing the deep dive series on top of this being more of a creative outlet and allowing me to increase quality. I also kind of want to look at it as like almost like something I can point to as a pitch, because I've talked about wanting to have my own NBA show before. So like that, like making it like welcome to NBA deep dive. It makes me seem more like a host than my typical
it's a dope intro.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So that's part of that. Also, you were talking about like when you get an idea, you get real passionate about it. I have that all the time with video ideas for the film channel. But the thing is, I get real passionate about it, but those videos take so long to make that I get like 90% done, and then I stop, and then I just don't touch it again. Like I've been working on a video on the Star Wars sequel trilogy that should be over an hour long, and I have the script for The Force Awakens done, and I have the entire Last Jedi section edited, like voiceover, everything done, and I just have to write the part for what the fuck is the movie called? The Rise of Skywalker. What a shit name that is. And just edit the Force Awakens one, but I just haven't done it. And I've had the Last Jedi section done for like 6 months.
I know Mojo is not a big Star Wars nerd, so allow me to personally indulge here. How much do you address like please? How much do you address the meta? Because I feel like
the meta, the people's opinions on it.
No, because for me, when I watched the sequel trilogy, I really, really, really enjoyed watching episode 9 in the theaters and getting to kind of experience the original director kind of taking back the series from whoever it was on the 8th episode. Because I see so much of that when I watch the movies. I see how like episode 7 set up all this shit to mirror the original trilogy. Then episode 8 just inverted all those expectations. Then episode 9 was just like reconciling all that.
Here's the thing. I actually like the visions of both directors, but it's just that they were conflicting. So Rian Johnson directed the second one, and Rian Johnson is a really good director, but he also made The Last Jedi. But like he made Knives Out, which is fucking awesome. I don't have an issue with the fact that they subverted expectations, because I personally didn't give a shit about the established mystery of The Force Awakens for the most part. Like I had no vested interest in who Rey's parents were or anything like that.
Oh, see, that was all about it. That was like the main thing on my mind.
I didn't care about who Snoke was. So when he spoiler alert. So when he gets killed, I was like, okay, I didn't care about him. My biggest issue with that entire series, and I think it's one that goes completely unmentioned, is the lack of a consistent main villain through the whole thing. Because obviously it starts off with Kylo, but the whole reason that Palpatine is just shoved into that last movie, where literally the whole line from Poe is just, somehow Palpatine is alive. That's how we're explaining this.
Right.
The whole reason he's shoved in there is because Kylo Ren has to turn good. So then if he turns good, who is the threat? That's the whole point. That's the whole reason he's there. And like killing Snoke, I don't care that you kill Snoke, but there has to be a bad guy to follow him immediately. It can't just be like, fuck, we don't have a bad guy. Palpatine, I guess. Like, I feel like that lack of consistency was the biggest problem, lack of consistency in general, because you go from J.J. Abrams' vision to Rian Johnson, who was like, I don't like any of that. I'm going to change everything. To J.J. Abrams again, it's like, no, fuck you, Rian Johnson. I'm fixing everything that you changed from the second one. I'm going to make this movie 3 hours long because an hour of it has to be making up for your mistakes.
One of my favorite.
So shit. It could have been good. It could have been good if they just had a consistent vision the whole way. And you know what? Disney didn't even fucking plan out the whole trilogy. They did the first one. We're like, we'll figure it out from there.
Yep.
How do you not plan a trilogy, you fucking dipshits?
This is the reaction I wanted to get out of you.
But here's the thing. Even though I say all of this, I'm way more in favor of those movies than most people are. Like, I think they're so much better than the prequels. And I can't stand people who think the first two prequel movies have any level of decency to them. They're both fucking garbage. The Revenge of the Sith is good. It's actually pretty damn good. But the first two make me want to put a bullet in my goddamn brain.
Yeah, I'm not going to open up that can of worms. We'll save that for another podcast.
Yeah.
One of my favorite nerdy YouTubers, Jenny Nicholson, she actually accidentally predicted Palpatine, spoiler alert, being Rey's kin.
Grandfather.
Grandfather, but whatever. And the way she did it was like, after episode 7 and 8 didn't really go together, it could be this, it could be that, blah blah blah, or it could be Palpatine, because that would be the thing that makes the least amount of sense. And sure enough, that's what they did.
I did like the idea of her being descendant from like the dark side, but then that doesn't have to define her. I thought that was an interesting story element to it, but that was the only thing that was cool about it at all.
See, I want to tell you about like how my imagination.
You know what would have been
blanks.
funny though? Wait.
What's that? No, go ahead.
Funny as hell if she was a descendant of Darth Vader. Like, they had all this sexual tension with Kylo, who was his grandchild.
See, that's basically what I thought.
That was like,
I thought
shit,
after
you're
episode 7,
you're like my cousin or something.
my idea after watching episode 7 the first time before 8 came out, obviously, was that Kylo Ren, aka Ben Solo, and Rey were twins, the same way that Luke and Leia were.
Because they didn't really have too much like relationship, sexual tension in the first one. Like,
right, no, almost none.
That became a thing in Last Jedi. Also,
and so I thought like the motif was like nature versus nurture, where you throw Rey to nature and like let the Force raise her to see like what type of Force energy levels that brings out in her, and then you have Kylo, who's like the hyper nurtured, where they're put through like the rigmarole of being trained by Luke on a planet just for Jedi trainers and all that. Like I thought it was going to be something like that, but I was just totally wrong because of Rian Johnson, which I think is the name you said of that second director.
It is.
But that's enough Star Wars.
Also,
I want to talk a little bit
I
about fake trades if you get the chance.
Another thing to add.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I let you finish, but there's a scene in Last Jedi that I point out in my commentary over it where Rey, like, they do that Force thing where they can like, it's almost like a fucking like Skype call with the Force where it's like they feel like they're in the same room and they're looking at each other, but they're not. Which, by the way, I think that's a cool ability. And also there's a cool ability in the first one where Kylo is able to just freeze things in place, and that's not in the next two movies. And then the fucking Skype call power is not in the movie after. And then they have the fucking Force healing that's in the third movie. So like there's no consistency there either, but that's a whole side tangent.
Yeah.
But
it took me watching the ninth one for like a third or fourth time for it to dawn on me that the Force healing is akin to the myth that Palpatine used about himself to sell Anakin on turning to the dark side, about how you could basically save life using the Force through dark side. Because that Palpatine is describing himself when he talks about like Darth Sidious could bring people back from the death. That's him. And so the fact that Rey has that power and is a Palpatine Descendant makes a lot of sense. It took me 3 times watching it though.
Okay, sure. Well, I'm just saying the fact that it didn't exist in the first 2 movies, but then like each movie had a signature new force power that you couldn't see through the other movies.
Yeah. My
Anyways,
best friend hates that shit. He thinks that everything about the Force needs to be rooted in the original trilogy and and even the prequels. Just
I
like
think that's
have like
lame.
a traditionalist perspective on how to use the Force. But I'm like, so you
I
don't like
disagree.
imagination?
Yeah.
He's like, yes.
But I do agree that the Force should not be used as just like a plot device to get around everything, which is exactly what force healing is.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's a scene where they're doing the Skype call and Rey looks over at Kylo and he tries to talk to her and she just dismisses everything outright and just goes, "You're a monster." And then later on they have another Skype call and Kylo explains how he like destroyed the Jedi Temple because of what Luke did and not what Luke actually told her. And that makes her decide that he's fine now. And like that's only 1% of all the reason why you hated this guy. The whole reason she hated him to begin with is that he killed fucking what's his goddamn name? His father. This fucking like his last name is Solo. Why can I not remember his first name? Han Solo. Thank you. Jesus, fuck me. But she was so mad at him because they killed Han Solo, and he goes, "I destroyed the Jedi Temple because Luke tried to kill me." That doesn't explain the Han thing, bro. And then suddenly she's like, "Ooh, you so sexy. Don't be on the dark side."
And in the end, he's just like, okay.
Yeah. Just like that fucking me.
All right, but let's bring it back away from
That's
Star
like
Wars
a whole
little bit.
30-minute tangent.
Right. It was actually only like 8 minutes, but you know,
Really?
yeah. Star Wars just slows down time.
Yeah, as Mojo just sits in the background.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about some of these fake trades that I'm recording tonight for my video. I got 15 trades involving all 30 teams.
Stop saying
oh shit, that's guy. Jacob. If you're an audio listener, you gotta come look at the Lola superstar.
Bro. I don't look anything like him, man.
You're the same archetype. You might not look exactly like him, but
yeah.
I'm not going bald. First of all, I don't have a fucking pedo stash, or if I do, it's at least paired with a beard so it hides the grossness.
This dude is down bad, man.
But then he's also like way chunkier than I am. Like he's got the biggest shoulders I've ever seen, but then his arms are skinny. It's so weird looking.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I look like that guy. And now I'm saying that I'm only gonna see it endlessly. That's how the internet works.
Don't worry, it's tucked away here in the middle of the podcast. Only the most devout people will.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where I don't like comment on. I didn't comment on the MAGA Rusty thing that they were doing because I didn't want it to spread more.
Yeah,
but then it just spread, so it's like fuck it. I'll make a joke about it just to fan the flames or whatever. But like, I really don't like that meme. That was not good. Don't, because the thing is, there are gonna be people that see that and think I did something.
The one with your when you're part of the like group of white dudes with sunglasses, shit is hilarious.
You got the Blue Lives Matter flag in the background.
Yeah.
I forever regret taking that selfie because I blended in so well that when I saw the image, I didn't even realize I was in it until someone pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. Just
to be fair,
stuff.
I was wearing John Lennon glasses, and none of them were. But
there's
also a white beater. So, anyways, let's get to these questions.
Well, before we get to the questions, I wanna
I'm being cyberbullied.
Promote myself slightly by giving some teaser info on the video I'm gonna record after this recording session for myself.
Go for it.
So some fake trades. I'm gonna give you the trades that I put the Hawks and the Bulls involved in first.
Oh shit.
Let's start off with the Hawks. If I can find it in my Word document.
I had to lean down to get my soda. And I think I look real weird over here. Oh shit.
All right. So, Mojo.
Yeah.
We're assuming that John Collins is let me. Like major trade bait right now, and is basically not exactly gone, but like his trade value is lowered a lot right now because it's actively known that he wants out more or less, or just wants a ton of money. So I wanted to send him to the Heat for Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn, and a first-round pick.
Heat's first-round pick?
Yeah.
It's not a bad trade at
Duncan
all.
Robinson, Kendrick Nunn.
That's actually, I'd say the Heat are overpaying on that one. He's a restricted free agent.
Well, I mean, he's a restricted free agent, yeah, so they'll be able to match any contract.
But still, like, it's the question of the contract you're giving him.
Yeah, I would do it. I would do that. I could use a Duncan Robinson.
Obviously do that. Duncan Robinson, man. Like, that guy's going to be one of the best shooters in the NBA for like 10 years.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like but here's the thing. Duncan is also a restricted free agent. Or wait, is he even restricted? He might not be restricted.
Kenny Nunn and Duncan Robinson are both restricted free agents.
Okay.
But the cost of them is going to be so much lower than
I think Duncan's going to get like 20 mil a year himself.
But even at that, like we already have Kevin Huerter, and we already have Bogdan Bogdanovic.
You already have the white shooting wings that you need.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
I think Duncan is shooting worse from three this year. But if he gets his number, like I'm pretty sure last year he shot like 44% on like 7 attempts.
Insane.
Can you pull up his basketball reference, Rudy? Because
yes, I can.
I think he's shooting worse. I think he's like in the mid to high 30s, which is still good, but not like
that'll help us.
Holy shit, you got white.
Yeah, it's the screen.
I would love the thought of Duncan Robinson and Kendrick Nunn on our team, but we already have two like scoring guards who like aren't all about.
Yeah, he was 44% on 8 attempts. Now he's 38% on 8 attempts, which still very good. But last year,
the world got the memo on the Heat's shooters and are like defending them now.
Maybe. But like last year, Stephen Clay didn't play, so like statistically, Duncan Robinson was probably the best shooter in the NBA last year. This year, though, those numbers are not quite as comparable, and obviously Steph is back.
Yeah,
but
I think that's a good trade. I'd only do that though if like we completely gave up and like just want to move on from Kevin Huerter.
But like,
which might happen.
I would give Duncan $20 million a year or something close to it.
20? I can't give him 20.
Yeah, I would give him 20.
Let's see.
I can't give a role player 20.
That role players get 20 these days.
Yeah, you're right.
That's how that works.
What's Joe Harris money? Because he just got paid, right?
I think Joe Harris makes 16, 17 mil a year, but the way he's playing this year, that would be an underpayment. Like they got him on a good contract. Like he's definitely worth more than that.
Bro, 20 for Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, he's getting 16 this year, all the way up to 20 in 2024.
Okay, yeah, right that ballpark.
I think what's fair for it doesn't matter what's fair because it ain't gonna happen. But what's fair for Duncan Robinson is how like 15, 16.
That's the thing. What a player. Like generally what I view them to be worth, but especially if it's a free agent and a young one at that, you're generally going to have to overpay.
Yeah. Shit. Considering that Duncan Robinson's going to be a free agent or a restricted free agent, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if I do that.
I feel like the Knicks would throw him $20 million. Like I feel like they definitely would because they have it and they need shooting. So like I could definitely see them throwing Duncan.
That's not a bad trade at all. It's just you have to like decipher a lot. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not a bad trade at all. But I think I'd rather just keep.
It's John not Collins as clear cut good after that.
Yeah. I'd rather.
I just know the Heat are willing to spend money, you know. And so if anything,
I want to see them. I want to see them bag Kyle Lowry.
It is also.
Yes, I want it. I need it.
What's also interesting with that is like I'm curious what the Heat do with Duncan Robinson because they have to pay him. I just don't know how much what they're like. I don't know if they're going to be as happy to pay him $20 million as many other teams would be.
I wonder if they could do a thing similar to what they did with the Jimmy Butler thing, but like sort of inverted, right? Where it's a sign and trade situation. Although I'm not really clear on like what is and is not allowed with the sign and trade because the CBA is so complicated.
Oh yeah, you can do it. I'm pretty sure you can do a restricted free agent sign and trade. I mean, yeah, you definitely can because the Boston Celtics did it with Terry Rozier. The Nets did it with D'Angelo Russell. That's possible.
I mean, they could probably get something for him at least, and like the same applies to the Hawks too. You know, that's a valuable asset. Whereas like John Collins,
I don't love the fit of John Collins in Miami though, just because him and Bam do stuff in similar spots.
Yeah, sure.
Like John Collins' most ideal situation would be next to a center who spaces the floor. But I
mean, Bam's spacing the floor. He's spacing the floor.
He's not shooting threes.
Better than like Draymond.
I mean shooting the three spacing, not mid-range spacing.
Yeah.
That's a big issue with John Collins, though, in terms of his value as a player, is that he really can't play center more than situationally. And then even though he's been a good shooter on not a high volume, he's always going to be a paint player. So
that's what he's known for. That's his bread and butter.
It's difficult to be a paint player and not be a center without having like guard creation skills in this time of the league. So that's why John Collins finds himself in this awkward position where he has all the talent, but situation doesn't really fit for the modern NBA.
Yeah, definitely not. John Collins is a enigma, if you will. It's like one of the few actual pure power forwards in the NBA right now.
I think he'd be a perennial all-star if he played in the early 2000s.
Then
again, the power forward
be Boozer-esque.
Then again, that power forward position was crazy in the early 2000s. Maybe we say 90s. Just because there's like the power forward, it's insane that like almost all the three of the top 5 power forwards of all time played at the same time, all in their primes. What an era that was.
Dirk Duncan and KG, baby.
Yep. I mean, the fact that Chris Webber was like incredibly underrated was just because those guys existed. It's like, how much attention can we give to these power forwards? Chris Webber, you're getting the short end of the stick.
For sure. All right. Well, I'm going to transition to the Bulls trade now, which is very similar to the one I tweeted out and showed you already, Jacob.
Oh, that one's too much to talk about. We're gonna be here for 9 years.
No. But it's a 2-team trade. Now. It's not a 14 complicated piece of bullshit. That was just for fun. Like that was something I would like to see. But I
also don't want Victor Oladipo. So
yeah. But this one does not get you Victor Oladipo, and it doesn't have you losing Thad either. So basically, the Bulls give up the whole farm. Like Nets and Celtics style, you give away all the draft picks that you can on their own, unprotected, and then you give pick swaps to the years in between, all of them, every single one.
Yeah, I think that's too much for Cat.
And then you give all of your youth, Kobe White, Wendell Carter, Lauri Markkanen, as well as Denzel Valentine and Cristiano for money for Karl Anthony Towns and Jared Vanderbilt.
Wait, did you say Patrick Williams is in there?
No.
Okay,
that's the one.
He's untouchable as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you keep Pat, you keep Thad, but you give away all your draft picks.
Obviously, keep Zach.
Yeah, keep Zach, of course, and because I mean, if you're gonna keep Zach, you pretty much. I feel like you have to give up everything else minus Patrick Williams, who's untouchable.
I don't think Cat's trade value is as high as you're putting it there, because even though the players in the trade are so, like Kobe and Wendell are young enough that you can be like, they can turn into something. Lowry at this point, I think most people think he is what he is. But how many first round picks is that? Like 7?
Mm-hmm.
Cat ain't worth 7 first round picks from any team. And I am such a big proponent of Cat, because that's what was traded for James Harden. So I'm not trading James Harden assets for Karl Anthony Towns.
Right.
And I am way higher on Cat than the average NBA fan.
What's fair then?
I would say those young players plus 4 unprotected and a 5th protected to some degree or another.
So just like minus 2 pick swaps, basically?
Yeah, probably. And I would prefer to get the sooner years rather than the later years, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think Cat and Zach plus Patrick becoming what I think he can become, which I think Patrick has pretty much limitless potential, especially with some of the passing flashes he's shown lately. But those 3 together, when Pat reaches his potential, I think can be a very good playoff team for a long time. And then you're Chicago, so you have the big market appeal.
I don't know why, but I can't hear shit right now.
Oh, man.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Someone just tried calling me, so I'm going to leave and then come back.
Word.
Pain.
In the meantime, we'll keep talking about Cat. See, but like you compare him, like the trade haul, to James Harden, right? And that makes sense to me because in my hierarchy of players, I got James Harden and Cat just a few spots away from each other.
Yeah, no, one's a superstar, the other isn't.
I just don't like the way you set up that hierarchy of labels for players. I didn't really like it at all. The way you're like you have all-stars, but like they don't have to actually be all-stars. I'm just like, God damn it, that's so confusing and pointless.
Yeah, I understand that element of it, but I'm like, just basically you're the caliber of a player that can be an all-star. That's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, and I think most other people get it too. I just think that there's more superstars in the league.
There are players that don't make all-star teams that are of that caliber, like Mike Conley for years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander this year. But that's the tier. And then superstar is just simple. Like, you can talk about superstar in terms of marketability. Like, Zion is a superstar, but he isn't a superstar. Like, I'm talking about just in terms of the NBA player rankings, not what that label means outside of the NBA. Because guys like Zion and even Ja Morant, I would say, are superstars in that element, but those are separate things for me.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I just see a superstar as a guy who has a monumental impact on winning. Like, just point blank period. Like, you don't necessarily even have to be like the best player on a championship team, because a championship team could just be a very well constructed team. It doesn't have to have the traditional structure.
Here's the thing, because that's so rare, I'm really speaking generally when I say that.
Right.
Like, it's possible for a championship team to have Chauncey Billups as their best player. I would have never called Chauncey Billups a superstar, but sometimes things work out that way. But almost always, like, you look across the board, there are very few championships where a team did not have a superstar on that team when they won.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's more so just a testimony to like the history of the league rather than like what is necessary for success. It's just like you're just talking about.
But
tradition.
Here's the thing, because it's so common, it's like clearly that's the easiest formula.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like, winning a championship without a superstar is an outlier.
All right.
And because it's so much of a consensus over time, that's how I'm going to view it.
Yeah.
But as for that trade, I don't give a shit. Other than Patrick Williams, I am done with the Bulls' young core, and that includes Wendell. So trade whoever you want. I'm fed up and done.
Yeah, that's why I got that Curry jersey instead of the marketing one.
But yeah, that marketed jersey is going to get burnt. But like the first round picks, I would like to have some of those to be able to trade, because like to build a team further, or just to obviously draft players. But like, I do like the idea of the Bulls just going all out, cashing on their assets and trying to position themselves to win as much as possible. Because, and this might be a long tangent, but the thing about the Paxson era in Chicago, which was 20 fucking years, is that they made Chicago a not free agent destination at all. And you think the Bulls are one of the top markets in the league, being in one of the biggest cities in the world, they should have pretty mass appeal to star level players, but they just don't, because Gar Pax were so horrible with player relations that they butchered any potential relationship with teams. What they did with Derrick Rose. There was a thing that happened back in the day when Jimmy Butler was having his most improved player season, and he was up for extension after that MIP season, where they told Tom Thibodeau to play him less minutes so his stats would be less impressive so they could pay him less. That's something that happened. And you do that shit, you're going to piss off every player across the league. So it's no damn wonder you only get role players signing with your team.
That's one of the most underrated aspects of what it takes to have like a good team and a good organization.
Yes, but now I can't say his name, like Artuis Karnisovitz or
I just call him Art.
Or whatever. Yeah, or he was known for good player relations in Denver, and I'm assuming he can have that now, or at least something better than the piss pile that was going on in Chicago before that. So my thing is, I want the Bulls to start acting like a big market. Start acting like you're a big market, because you are.
Right. I mean, they should. Makai, who, like, I don't know if y'all fuck with him on YouTube, but I mean, he's just a small NBA YouTuber.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's got like 300 something subscribers, but he made a pretty good video basically reacting to him being exposed to the information for the first time that the Heatles, LeBron, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, could have gone to Chicago if Chicago just was any way not a completely inept organization.
I didn't even mention that. They could have traded Luol Deng for the 9th pick in the draft and drafted either Paul George or Gordon Hayward, and then got that big three in Chicago with a budding Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, and had Gordon Hayward or Paul George off of the bench.
Yep, but they're just too inept of a franchise to make it happen. And the worst part is they wanted it. It's fucking D-Wade's from Chicago.
The trade was on the table. It's not like I think the trade was with the Jazz. It was with I don't think it was the Jazz. It was with the Clippers. It was the Clippers because of the pick that was used to take Al-Farouq Amino. They also could have drafted Al-Farouq Amino, but the Bulls were generally good at drafting. That's the one good thing that front office did. But they could have had that team, and they just didn't do that trade.
All right. Pick a random NBA team. I'll give one random pick to Jacob, one random pick to Mojo, and those will be the 4 trades we cover. And then you can get the other 11 in my video.
Utah Jazz.
Oh shit! I don't know why we're literally thinking about the same team.
I couldn't. I asked. I couldn't think of one for them. I could not think of a trade for the Jazz.
Oh yeah, that's right. You couldn't think of one, and like for good reason. They have a bunch of really well-structured contracts and they're really successful.
Their roster is perfect outside of not having a superstar, and I can't think of a trade for them to land a superstar. So don't do anything.
So this is actually the most boring trade out of all 15. For sure.
It would be, but I just wanted to see what you came up with.
So it's just a 1-for-1 deal. You're just swapping a 3-year contract from a veteran to a 4-year contract on a young guy. But the Lakers are scrapping the bottom of the barrel for a big man who can roll to the rim and catch lobs and play okay defense. So
they're sending Rudy Gobert.
Right. Just that okay player. No, they're the Jazz acquire Alfonso McKinney from the Lakers, and the Lakers get Udoka Azubuike, who's just
don't even know anything about him.
Exactly. He's just like a 21-year-old center, on a long deal, on his rookie contract still. So I just figured that'd be a good trade for both teams. The Jazz get wing depth and shooting. Alfonso McKinney's historically decent 3-point shooter, very up and down. And Udoka, maybe he could be coached up by LeBron and Vogel to be a serviceable NBA player, better than Damian Jones, So I figured that was a decent trade for both teams. Very boring, though. Very boring. Yeah. Mojo, please pick a more exciting team.
Okay, so go ahead.
I want to say real quick, R.I.P. to Elgin Baylor.
We should say that as well.
Yeah, that feels it feels so bad when a pillar of the game goes away, because it's it just makes the history feel even more historic. The day Bill Russell dies is going to be so fucking awful.
Oh yeah, that's going to be weeks of mourning on NBA Twitter for sure.
And he was more than just a basketball player. He was a big civil rights leader as well. I'm not talking about Bill. He also was. Elgin was like that too. I saw some crazy thing that was Elgin in one season had to serve in the military during the week and could only play during the games that were on the weekend, and he still averaged 38 points per game.
That's fucking crazy. I had no idea about that. That's a really cool story. I want to look more into that.
All right, you can pick your team now.
Yeah, speaking of Elgin Baylor, I'm gonna go. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Milwaukee Bucks. All right, let me see if I can find the Bucks trade on here.
No relation to Elgin Baylor.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know why, but for some weird reason, I always get Big O and Elgin Baylor confused all the fucking time.
I mean, they played in the same era. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
I confuse Glenn Robinson and what the fuck is that?
Hardaway.
Names not Hardaway. He's a point guard. Glenn Robinson is a guard or shooting guard / small forward, I think. Glenn Robinson and another guy. I can't even find his name. Forget it. Tell us your Bucks trade.
All right, so I've got the Bucks picking up the scraps from the Pistons, acquiring some of the only talent on that roster, getting Mason Plumlee because they need some big depth. All they got is Brolo there, and in exchange for Mason Plumlee, who also really great playmaker. They need playmaking and big depth. This guy's both, and he's on a pretty good deal too. 3 years, $8 million a year. For Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton,
I hate this
and
so
2
much.
second-round picks.
I hate this trade so much.
Damn,
I hate this trade so much. Their big depth is Giannis at center. So no.
Yeah, but they don't do that. They don't do it.
They do it a good amount actually, but they technically play Bobby Portis at center. But like he's offensively, he's just standing in the corner. But like Bobby Portis has been good for them this year. They just traded for PJ Tucker, which I think is an indication that they're going to be doing Giannis at center more. They don't need big depth. They don't need that. And then on top of that, you're trading Bobby Portis, who, like I said, has been good. He is a big that can stretch the floor. And even though I can't stand how many minutes Pat Connaughton gets, he is still a solid rotation player. So,
yeah,
right. I just saw trading away Pat Connaughton as a way to get a Dante DiVincenzo, white Dante, some more minutes in his place.
He should be playing more. Well, he's like, they should just stop giving Pat Connaughton so many fucking minutes. Like,
he's a great defender. He's one of the.
I don't know why Bud is still the coach. Yeah, that's just point blank.
Bud needs to be an assistant, man. That dude is not a good head coach.
He'd be a good assistant.
Yeah, he was in San Antonio for a while.
Yeah.
But I made a video a while ago, like there are no more excuses for the Bucks, but actually there is. I know that their coach can find a way to fuck this up, so I'm not even gonna be but like I'm not betting on the Bucks until he's gone. Like I just refuse to bet on them until he's gone. Like they could add LeBron and I'm still not betting on him because Bud will find a way to fuck it up.
All right. I'm gonna throw in one more bonus trade, and then you can get the other 10 on my video.
Right.
Why don't you do a trade that's like actually you might not want to reveal your biggest trade because I was like, what's the trade with the biggest name? It might just be the cat one, but
all right.
Save it, Rudy.
Do you want the Celtics or do you want the Knicks?
Whatever trade you think is spiciest.
Yeah.
All right. So the Celtics have not shown a lot of initiative or
there's rumors
willingness to be clever with their trade exception. So I figure they just go for guys that solve problems right away for them. They basically just eat into the trade exception and trade away 5'11" shooting guard Carson Edwards, as well as a couple second-round picks and this year's first-round pick for Davis Bertans and Thomas Bryant. Just acquire.
Thomas Bryant's hurt though.
And Thomas Bryant will be back by the playoffs, though, I think.
I don't think that money works, does it?
Yeah, the money works because of the trade exception.
Yeah, but I thought Bertans was on 20 mil.
15.
Oh, he's at 15? Okay.
Yeah, and either way, even if he was on 20 mil, they'd have enough. They have like a $28 million trade exception.
I saw someone post on Twitter that it was 17, and I was like, no, it's like 27, 28.
Yeah, no, it's like Gordon Hayward's whole contract.
Which that's insane that you can trade for a near max player without having to put salary in the move.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Celtics need help, man. So I figured getting rid of a draft pick and a prospect that never fucking plays.
I don't know what to think of the Celtics. Like, every time
it's because Jason Tatum's not that good.
No. Every time, Mojo, you just completely cut out there for me. But every time, like every time I feel like, okay, this is the problem, there's a new problem.
Yeah.
And Jason Tatum is very good, but I don't think he's a leader. And that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus Smart is generally that leader, and he's been back, but they've still been losing. So
yeah,
at what point do you just be like, put your hands up and say, I don't fucking know, but it's something. Right. Also, Brad Stevens needs to get some more heat.
Yeah, people worship Brad Stevens for no good.
I saw someone say like there is no other coach that would have survived 2019, like with what the Celtics had that year. No other coach other than Greg Popovich would survive that shit.
Yeah, I mean, like the dude draws up really good, effective inbounds plays, but beyond that, he doesn't seem like he has other qualities that a really good NBA coach needs, like the ability to control a locker room, manage egos, know who your best player is. You know, like he coaches it up like a college team.
He doesn't know that it's Marcus Smart.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
That was me making fun of Rudy. That is a ludicrous thing to believe.
Hey, man, Marcus Smart matters.
I didn't say he didn't matter. He's not their best player.
So let's move into some of these questions. If you want to ask questions for the pod, shoot us a reply on Twitter when we put out questions. You'll also get tweets for when we put out a new episode and nothing else. Just turn on notifications and you'll be good to go. This week we only got 27 questions because Jacob was suspended on Twitter, could not promote this tweet for us. But you know, sometimes it's about quality, not quantity.
We got a good conversation without the questions though, so we don't really need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I'm trying to not do like the hyper personal ones, and especially because we've been talking about basketball. I'm not against picking some basketball ones. I haven't really gone over these yet.
I saw one that was like, what's your losing virginity story? It's like,
oh yeah, that's at the top of this shit.
That's not a conversation we're having on a podcast.
yeah, no, that's not appropriate. You're gonna have to
I
subscribe to
fucked
our
your mom.
OnlyFans.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what.
See, at moments like that, the middle finger needs to be out.
They're gonna have no idea what you mean.
All right, pizza bagels. Everyone knows pizza bagels. He followed up a question that he had on a different podcast, or maybe it was someone else, but I think it was him. He said, if there was a zombie apocalypse, since we already know what you would do first, who do you think out of the three of us is likely to die first?
Rudy.
It may you think Rudy? It may be me because I've like thought about it the least. I don't have no plan.
But you're also in incredible shape, so if you have to run for a mile to get away from a zombie, you're gonna do a lot better than the both of us.
Especially, see, I just put myself in a situation where I don't need to run.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything's possible, but you know what? Like, I'm not gonna die though. I'm built different.
Yeah, I know. We've had this discussion on the podcast at least like 3 or 4 times.
Right. But here's the
Machete
thing.
Rusty ain't dying.
Here's the thing. I talk all this game, but when I encounter an even 1% dangerous situation, my heart is pounding out of my chest.
You got that good adrenaline.
Like I had like a couple of years ago, I thought someone was breaking into the house when I was the only one there, and I grabbed the kitchen knife and just hid in the corner. Like I have no like I'm gonna fuck this guy up mentality. It was no one was breaking into the house. I just heard a noise.
Oh, that boy was tweaking.
Yeah. So that's that.
All right, I think this one is pretty good. It's from K Gelabale. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Maybe it's Gelabale. I don't know. Noah Gelabale. He just says thoughts on Cade Cunningham ? I know y'all have been watching March Madness. I have not.
Dude, I've been telling my girlfriend, teaching my girlfriend about Cade Cunningham the entire time. Like I've been annoying the fuck out of my girl and telling her like Cade, and just like beating it into her head that Cade Cunningham is
why don't
that
you marry
dude.
him?
Yeah, but shit, I would. I ain't gonna lie. You seen that man eyes?
I was about to say,
Cade is that. Cool. Yeah, he kind of. Okay, let me just.
Next Kelly Oubre question mark?
Nah, not on that tier. But just know that he's up there. He may be in the.
No one's on that tier except for Kelly.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it goes Kelly Oubre, Zach LaVine, and then Cade Cunningham and others. Yeah, put your face in your palm.
Although I feel like LaVine is a better like model name.
It is.
He's Levine on the court, Levine off the court.
It's some type of slim, sexy, like art hoe name, Levine. Yeah. I just imagine it's like I see.
Seems like he'd be the guy who like makes the clothes on the models, not the model.
Yeah, himself. Levine. Me, Harris, rated. I feel it. But just to let you guys know, Cade Cunningham is. I'm pretty sure you have an idea of who he is just because of the type of people you guys follow. But 6'8" point guard.
About him.
6'8" point guard. He's beautiful with the ball. He has virtually no weaknesses offensively. He's a three level scorer. And he's just really nice. And he's someone that could fucking save your Bulls if you don't make the playoffs.
Yes.
He would do damage.
I said I heard someone say, and I feel like Zay told me this, but I'm not gonna say specifically that he did just in case this is a ludicrous opinion. But I heard someone call him a 6'8" Chris Paul.
I would say, yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's not bad at all.
When I heard
I haven't even thought about
Paul,
that.
I'm like, all right, so
yeah,
the best modern player that exists.
Yeah. Dude, I made a video like 3-4 months ago, and it was like, I think it's titled LaMelo Ball versus Cade Cunningham, or like meet the 6'8" point guard or whatever that you really should be worried about or whatever. He's gonna be like, if you think LaMelo's that stuff right now, he's better than LaMelo, I believe. So LaMelo's gonna be
well, that was a debate that was happening on Twitter with Noah, especially. He was like, "I don't fucking know, man. I can't decide." I just
Noah's my go-to scout.
I just jumped in. And I was like, the guy who I've seen be great in the NBA already. I'm just gonna if I'm making a pick, I'm just gonna go with the sure thing.
Yeah, that's super fair to say. But that man Cade has virtually no holes in his game. Like, I can't complain when I watch him play basketball, and when I see him, I'm like, bro, I really wish I had that next to Trae Young, because Trae Young would be forced to play off ball, or I could see that next to the team.
What's crazy about Cade is that even if your team has a point guard, you can draft him because he's 6'8".
He can do anything, bro. He's literally that great
he
rebounder.
Could probably play power forward at some times. Like, fuck it. Like, I mean, like you are the position that you can defend, and he's 6'8" and he's well built, so he could play power forward. Like,
if it came down to that and he was playing with a small team, then he absolutely could.
Yeah,
he absolutely could. People. They say he's like when people watch him play, they remind him of Luka Doncic. He's that type of like nice,
pretty good guy to get compared to.
Yeah, I mean, Cade Cunningham. Like, I'm not a guy who does like deep dive research on prospects and shit like that anymore, like I was in like high school. But one thing that has proven true for me in recent years, especially since I stopped really giving a shit about following prospect hype and shit, is that if a name becomes like so popular that like I know that they're gonna be good, then they're gonna be really, really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, I had heard about Luka before the NBA. I'd heard about LaMelo before the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, it's like dudes like that who just have that icon status. Zion, you know, like before they even get to the league, they're almost definitely going to be a star as soon as they walk on the floor.
Yeah. And I've been hearing about Cade for like the past 3 years, and I haven't watched a single game until I refuse to watch a single game. My rule is I don't like to watch high school players just because so many things can happen. I like to see them in college.
What are they? Who are they competing against? What are they proving?
Yeah. And also, like, it's not hard to fall off once you get into college. There's so many prospects who are that stuff in like high school, and they're the phenom, but they just are not in college. Like, there's this dude named Terrence Clark who like Noah he was in love with, and he's like he I think he's like from the same state as Noah too, or something like that. But he's just not it, and he's not getting drafted this year, and he just completely fell off the map. So just like that's why I don't pay any attention or much attention to high school players. Someone that you need to pay never mind. Let me just shut up right there.
Evan Mobley.
Oh, he's super nice as well. But I was going to say one high school player that I kind of like have been eyeing is Pablo.
Oh, Pablo. I was telling. Also, isn't Amani Bates like crazy good?
Oh yeah,
he's David Seagrard 2 on Twitter asked us about our thoughts on Amani Bates. So
yeah,
I don't know anything about Amani Bates.
I know I've heard his name, so he's probably going to be good, just like Rudy said. Especially if it's a high school player. But Evan Mobley, I've been telling, he's probably the prospect, like the top tier prospect I've paid the most attention to. I've been telling Bobby, who's a Hornets fan, like, I kind of want the Hornets to do bad because I want Evan Mobley on that team. Like,
now that Melo's out, they're going to.
Yeah.
No, I think they can still be decent without him. But
with what, Devontae Graham?
Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward were both averaging 20 points on great efficiency before LaMelo got hurt. So, like, they have good role player depth. I'm not saying they're not gonna be a playoff team, but like they're not gonna go from where they are right now to a high lottery team.
Shit, all it takes is one ping pong ball. Fucking Derrick Rose draft head ass. So I want to address this one comment or reply, question, whatever.
Address?
That actually was hidden just because the person who put it in there has 0 following, 0 followers. So Twitter was like, this could be spam. I'm not even going to show it.
I had really bad.
I had to really dig it up. I mean, like, I'm sorry to the person who put this in here, but it feels like either a troll or just like kind of dumb or coming from a place of like extreme youth. But Basketball Takes 6 on Twitter asks, is LeBron actually iconic, or do his coaches just make him the icon by telling the other players to let him be the star of the show? And to that I say, you were not there circa pre-2003 when LeBron was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as a high school athlete. Like, the dude has been an icon
not
since
just a high
he's
school
hit puberty.
Athlete, a 16-year-old high school athlete.
Right. Like he had some time.
Before he was even when he was in, bro, think back to your sophomore year And imagine you're an internationally famous athlete.
Mhm.
What?
I mean, his high school games were on ESPN. I mean, there's nothing more iconic.
When I was
than
16
that.
years old, I was getting Bobby to drive me to go off campus for food in high school. That was all I
Right?
was doing.
Sneaking off during lunch to get fucking Zaxby's. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
LeBron's out here
seriously.
posing for Sports Illustrated covers.
It's absolutely wild.
Yeah, so like I
But
just wanted to
also-
address that
but
because it
also,
just seemed
you
asinine.
You could make that argument about literally any star player ever. Like,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like, oh, are they just
because your coach didn't bench LeBron James, he's a star now. First of all, the coach would be fired if they did that, because if you bench your best player, that's what's going to happen. That's some ludicrous shit.
yeah. So my boy Mark Tep25 on Twitter asked, what's the requirement to get on the show? I think that's a fair question. I don't know what the requirement is. We just kind of fuck with people we know already.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I talked to you guys about this earlier, like last week or 2 weeks ago in the group chat.
Oh, you're
we're gonna have a TikTok star on this podcast who makes TikToks, and we're gonna talk about him. So look out for that.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Probably Friday.
TikTok's a pretty cool medium. I used to be one of those millennial assholes who was like, I'm not downloading this Vine clone.
Yeah.
But like now I'm like, oh wait, it's just short form videos.
I mean, I still haven't deleted or downloaded it. I just find them on YouTube or Twitter.
Dude, literally just like
That's how I
it's
but that's
addicting as
how
hell.
I consume.
It's a time suck.
That's how I consumed Vine too. Like I never actually had the app Vine on my phone. I just watched YouTube compilations. Or
Dude, the
found
most
them
underrated
at the
thing
time,
about Vine
Facebook.
that I feel like no one talks about, because like the Vine discourse has gone to hell and back, but like I have not really seen very many people talk about it. The ability to make private Vines and send them in direct messages and group chats amongst your friends on Vine was so fun. Like that shit was so cool, to make little 6-second looping videos, doing little vines, little skits or whatever in your dorm room with your bros, and not having to worry about putting it out into the world and just like having it in a closed circle. That shit was fun as hell. That was my favorite thing on Vine, was just like making little private Vines.
Drew Gooden has an amazing video on Vine, by the way.
Oh yeah. Where are they now?
Yeah, where he also
yeah.
talks about his thing,
Yeah.
his history with it. But but Vine, I think the general opinion should be Vine had a lot of great things. It had a lot of bad things, but we look at it with rose-colored glasses and just the good things now that it's gone. But that's kind of how everything is. Like, even like there's people that pretend to like 2K18. That's the most rose-colored glasses thing I've ever seen. And this is not related to Vine or that at all, but there is a line from Bojack Horseman that is like one of the greatest pieces of advice I've ever seen. It was Bojack's girlfriend that was the owl, whatever her name was. And she said, when you look at someone through rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags.
Yeah, it's a beautiful show. I recommend anyone watch it.
Yeah, I just finished watching it for a second time with my family. They loved it.
It's cool, man. High quality family time. All right, we got to get in the obligatory key question.
Oh, brother.
He was putting a lot of highly questionable shit. So like I'm not gonna address the ones that aren't super questionable, but this one's a fun question. What is something you guys learned way too late in life? I'll start. Washing my legs in the shower. I didn't do it until like this year.
Oh, this year? I was gonna say, what do you consider late? I was like, I didn't do that till I was like 16, but you're 24, 5.
Yeah, no, I the worst part about it was that like in my early 20s, I had that behavior reaffirmed from listening to the NBA podcast, The Starters, now No Dunks. When Lee Ellis, the Aussie, was like, yeah, I don't wash my legs. You know, it runs down. It gets clean.
You just had musty ass legs for 24.
No, I just had like a bunch of dry skin. My legs didn't stink.
Okay.
I still used soap.
Here's the thing.
But you know, I didn't like scrub them and like bend over in the shower.
Some hairy ass legs, so I can't not wash them. It'll just get
feel like
gross.
you start with the shampoo. And that shit just runs down your whole body. So that's one layer of cleaning.
I do body wash before I do shampoo.
Oh, see, I do face wash, and then I let that sit there, put in the shampoo, and then wash off my face and hair, and then get the body wash.
I don't do face wash. I just
gotta wash your face,
water
man.
on my
My
face.
face
Bro, literally the other day.
I just put water on my face. Am I supposed to do more than that?
Dude, the other day,
I also put shampoo in my beard.
Fucking me.
Mojo,
I went to Target with my girl. I had like a little self-care day or whatever the fuck. And I went out for like a pedicure, Starbucks, all sorts of shit. And she told me what to buy to keep up with my face. And I got these 3 products. And I'm going to FaceTime later them to tell me what the fuck to do so I can make sure my face is nice and smooth. You have a pretty smooth face, Jacob.
Mojo99.
Yeah, it's funny you said that your girlfriend put you onto your skincare routine, because mine did the exact same thing. She was like, "Yeah, I use this and this and this. Just do this."
Mine did the same thing too.
I was always just mixing it up, but now I got a whole ass routine.
That I just figured out literally last week was to like how to actually wash my clothes and pour detergent the right way.
What do you do? Because
what I did was just you may not be doing it right. What I did was just literally put the detergent in the little cup, and then I just poured it on all of my clothes. You're not supposed to do that. There's like in all washing machines or whatever, there's this little compartment where you, in mine specifically, there's like this tray under the lid where you pull it out and you dump it in there. That way, I don't know the how it actually works behind the technicalities or whatever, but you're supposed to dump it in a little tray, and then the tray has like little, I don't know, it dumps out the clothes while it's actually in there instead of pouring it all in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
I don't think every washing machine has that, but I definitely know exactly what you're talking about. I think that's a kind of modern thing. Yeah. When I was in 7th grade, I forget the actual proper name for it, but it was fucking home ec, but they called it something else. And my teacher, I don't know why it resonated with me so much, but she described how you described it first, like asking the class, like, so when y'all do laundry, do y'all do it like this, where you put in the clothes and then the detergent? And almost everyone was like, yeah. She's like, see, I feel like that's kind of dirty because you only really sanitize the clothes on top. And so like maybe just put in the detergent before, let it dilute a little bit, and then load up the clothes.
She said that's kind of dirty.
Are you pouring it on top of it, like opening the thing and then pouring it on it?
That's what I used to do.
See, my washer and dryer that we have and we've had for the last like 11 years, it has a like little slot that you pull out and you put all the stuff in it, and it has a system that distributes it amongst the clothes, so it's not just like all on top or whatever.
See, I don't even have a washer and dryer in my tiny ass little fucking apartment. I didn't even know that was. I don't have central air conditioning either.
I had just assumed that every washer and dryer was like that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it is, and I've just been oblivious to it my whole life. I'll have to check out my buddy's washer that I use when I need to do laundry in a couple of weeks or whatever. But yeah, so Jacob, what'd you learn way too late in life?
Oh, I don't know if this is way too late, but I didn't know until I didn't know what a vagina was until I was like 10.
Well, I knew what it was when I was like 8 or 9.
He just walked away.
Yeah.
I want to explain, but he's just not here anymore.
Yeah. I want to hear
the way I figured out was I had a dream where I walked in on a woman using the bathroom and she had a dick, and I, for some reason, I explained this dream to my mom, and she's like, girls have vaginas, right? I was like,
so I wanted to be dramatic and walk away.
Yeah, seriously. So let me explain this to Rudy. First of all, it's funny how I went from not knowing what that was till I was like 9, 10 to like by the time I was 11, I was a degenerate. It's like I learned the information immediately. I was like, okay, this is what I'm going for. But Rudy, the way I figured out, like I had just assumed that everybody had penises because all I had ever seen down low was my dick. So I had just assumed that everyone had one. And so I had a dream where I saw a girl using the bathroom and she had a dick. And this is when I was like 9, 10 years old. And for some reason, I was compelled to tell this story to my mother. And she goes, girls have vaginas, right? And I was like, the fuck is that?
How am I supposed to know that, Mom?
All I've ever seen is my dick. So, but yeah, I mean, I is 9. I think it was more like 9 than 10. Is that?
I feel like
late?
that's an appropriate age.
Okay.
Like it might be a little late.
But I just remember that being like a huge realization to me. I was like, what?
Just a little bit of trauma about not knowing the
I
vagina.
don't know why that was such a big deal to little old me, but it was.
Yeah, rocked your whole fucking world.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that Australia's like seasons were flipped from everyone else and like that whole half of the world.
Mhm.
Oh, really?
Okay, so Mojo learned this way too late.
Oh, you said Australia. Okay, no,
But
I knew
like-
the half of the world, but okay, so I just had a brain
so
fart.
like when we have summer, Australia has winter.
Mm,
That feels wild to me.
yeah. Okay, I knew
Because
that.
I always thought the reason why the seasons are the way they are is the Earth's distance from the sun. But I guess not, because how would they have winter if that's not the case?
Mm. How old were you when you learned that?
Probably like 18.
Damn. Well, I was kind of first to learn that because I have family out of the States. And we just talk about casual shit all the time.
All right, Rudy, I think that's the end of that question.
Yeah. All right. I'll do let's see. One more from Pizza Bagels because honestly, Pizza Bagels is coming with it way stronger than a key.
I mean, if you guys have the time, I'm having fun. I don't mind continuing this one for a while.
Yeah, no, we've been going for like an hour.
We
and
might
a half.
already be like an hour and 40 at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good for like another solid like 20 minutes because I have fucking
Fuck it,
homework due
first
like midnight.
2-hour podcast? Question mark.
Shit. Yeah, I'm down.
Let's
I'm down.
let's cross that threshold. I don't know exactly how long we've been recording.
We
but-
still haven't talked about your like gym thing because you said you wanted to talk about that, Jacob.
What if it's like 1 minute and 59 and we fell 1 minute short?
Dude,
I
Um,
hope so,
myself.
man. That'd be funny.
So for the gym stuff, my dad bought an elliptical and we've had a bar or like bench press set
Yeah.
stuff everywhere and a bunch of dumbbells. I've played basketball. I've just been working out the last week. I had to skip an extra day. I want to do 5 days a week. I only did 4 because I was in so much fucking pain. Like
You're
so
sore?
so sore.
Mhm.
There are people in the background. So my routine is I do 30 minutes of basketball, 30 minutes on the elliptical, 30 minutes lifting weights, bench press, and that, and then some squats some days, and then 30 minutes doing like push-ups, sit-ups, and pull-ups. And I can barely do pull-ups, but 1 or 2 maybe.
That's where your wingspan comes in to benefit you. You don't have a lot of motion that you need to travel.
It doesn't really matter. It's not the distance; it's the weight.
Right.
But yeah, and then my diet is like I ate Pop-Tarts before this. I was drinking a orange soda before this, although it is diet. My diet plan has never been like I'm going to eat a bunch of salad or like chicken breasts or something like that. Like I just eat basically like 2 sandwiches, which is 700 calories, and a percentage of chicken tenders, which is 700 calories. So my average per day for 2 meals is about 1,400, which is even way less than I need to, or way more than I need to be cutting out. But I also didn't lose any weight this week, so that's fun.
You got to look at the quality of foods. I always say this. Like
I know, but here's the thing, though. Here's my whole argument with that is that I lost 30 pounds in 3 months by doing this. So
yeah, I know.
It's
you
worked before.
It can't work anymore though. It's the next phase. Like your body is your body's like your defense, and it already reads what you're trying to do.
If I don't lose like a certain threshold of weight in like 2 weeks from now, I'll reassess my plan.
Yeah,
because I also posted on Twitter.
You're putting up empty stats, basically empty stats, bro. Meaningless buckets, bro.
But like
fucking Eric Pascal out here.
Like if I'm eating 1,400 calories and I burn like 3,000 a day because big boys burn a lot of calories, it shouldn't matter the quality of food if I'm staying within that like a fucking 2,600 caloric deficit. That should be a lot regardless. I feel like.
You're right. It shouldn't matter, but to this weird ass bodies that we have, it does matter because what you burn off, like what do you have left when you burn it off? Do you have a lot of protein left, or do you have like is your fat protein kind of in the same range? You know what I'm saying?
It's probably not a lot of protein.
Yeah, that's why. That's why if you burn it off, then you're not gonna.
It's probably not like a low amount, but it's not a high amount either.
My biggest advice is just to boost up your protein, lower your fat, or try to start lowering your fat as the days go by, so you can adjust yourself more and you'll be more smooth.
I've been eating Pop-Tarts. I can't imagine those are very dense in nutrients.
Oh man, that's
definitely not. Anything high in sugar like that is fucking just cancerous.
Yeah.
I don't love those, but I keep running into situations where I have to do a meal fast, and that's fast. So that's exactly why I had that before the podcast.
Have you been the DoorDash? Like,
no, I haven't touched DoorDash
because we made you delete it.
Actually, I re-downloaded it, but I only touched it once after that.
Well, I retract my snaps.
Yeah,
I know.
I'll be honest. I also, the plan is that I have 2 cheat meals a week. But one of them is Chick-fil-A, which in total is 900 calories for one meal. So that's like not really that big.
It's crazy how Chick-fil-A is low-key good for you.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is really low calorie. But then one day a week on Wednesday, and god damn it, do I look forward to Wednesdays. I have either 1 Domino's pizza or 2 Highway 55 burgers or 1 6-finger plate from Zaxby's, and then a large Reese's Blizzard from Dairy Queen.
I feel like if you cut out the Blizzard, that would be pretty acceptable.
No. With that plan, I average.
I try not to drink my calories
total.
unless it has alcohol.
I understand that, but it's so good and I need it. Like when I like, the thing is, I gained like 8 pounds so fast because I just went on a bender. Here's the reason why I don't lose weight a lot over time is that like I'll have like 2 weeks good, 2 weeks bad, and then I just end up being neutral. And like I've been repeating that cycle for like 6 months now, and it's so annoying. But like I get into this mindset where I'm like, fuck it, I already had 1 meal I shouldn't have. What's 5?
Right? Yeah. No, I understand.
When I was on that bender before I restarted again this week, I had 1,000 calorie Blizzard 3 days in a row.
You can't be getting a Blizzard 3 days in a row, man.
I don't know what happened, but they're so good. They're so good, man.
Bro, those are killer. Those are killer.
Ice cream, man.
Jacob, what I need you to
candy
do also,
ice cream.
Bro, what I need, I'm gonna put. I just found this out last year, last year. But Halo Top, look into that. Halo Top, okay? It will change your life,
please.
It's a brand of ice cream, I believe.
Yeah, it's healthier too. A lot healthier. You can eat
high in protein, low in fat.
350 in calories.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's good shit.
It's good. It's actually good. Try that, Jacob.
It is crazy though how much like ice cream can vary in calories. Like you can go to one place and like a small shake is like 400 calories, and you go to another and it's nearly 1,000. And it's like, what are you putting in this ice cream?
You know why that is though? It's because some ice creams, it's typically like a difference between like generic and name brand type of thing. But a lot of ice creams are, I don't know the right verb, so I'm just going to say manufactured because that's probably just as accurate. A lot of ice creams are manufactured with a lot higher content of air, like inside the ice cream, like the space between the pieces of actual ice cream is a lot larger on cheaper brands. But if you get like Ben and Jerry's, that shit's going to be like 600 calories. But you get like
the
generic,
large chocolate shake at McDonald's is about 700, 800 calories, but a large peanut butter shake at Dairy Queen is 1,200. And like actually the peanut butter shake is a little bit smaller, so it's like
peanut butter is also super calorie dense. I fuck with peanut butter because it's very filling. It's a decent source of protein and healthy fats.
I flipped it around in my head. I was like, I'm pretty sure peanut butter is fine calorie wise.
Yeah, it's calorie dense.
I eat a lot of PB&Js and ham and cheeses.
Yeah, if I could have one thing the rest of my life, it'd be peanut butter sandwiches.
I couldn't do peanut butter. Peanut butter is good. I put a scoop of peanut
I'm
butter
sorry,
in
did
my
you say
protein shake this morning.
Just peanut butter? No
Yep,
jelly?
just peanut butter.
Out of your
Just
fucking
peanut.
mind.
Oh shit.
That's
Yeah.
fucking smack city.
Mhm.
Eating that sandwich for 10 years.
Absolutely.
Jelly breaks up the stickiness of it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that like sweet and salty combination is really nice. But
Mm.
I like that savory flavor of a peanut butter sandwich. When I was a kid, I used to be like way more finicky than I am now, and so like jelly just kind of seemed weird to me. So I'd always just eat just straight peanut butter. Now I've had plenty of peanut butter jellies. I'm like, oh yeah, that shit's
Dude, you
good.
know what's one of the worst things I've done? One of the worst things I've done.
Man.
No, like diet wise, whatever. Recently,
Murder.
But I literally sat down. I literally sat down and I saw like cookie or cake frosting, like little cake frosting cup in the refrigerator. And I sat down, there was vanilla and chocolate. I took both of those bitches, sat down and watched NBA basketball while I was eating that the entire day. Lasted
Just
like,
straight
took me like
frosting.
3 hours. Frosting.
Bro,
Yeah,
It was so
cookies,
good.
I've done that
Choc-
in the past. But
chocolate
it was like
chip
middle school.
cookies and brownies are my biggest weakness. And I think like the time where I get into good shape when it's going to happen is going to be after I move out, because my complete lack in self-control has it to where my sister is really into baking, and she just
Ooh.
makes cookies and brownies all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
And like at least once every 2 weeks minimum, I come downstairs and there's a fresh plate of brownies or cookies, and I'm like, it's so hard.
I know.
It's so hard to walk by that and not get at least one. But then also I can't even have just one. I'm like, all right, fuck it. 4 brownies today.
I feel it.
So once I have my own place, I'm just gonna only buy what I should be eating.
Yeah.
And just
What's
not
your,
touch anything else.
What's your timetable on that looking like anyway? Because I know they got to
June,
build the
July.
house and a million
June,
other things got to
July.
happen.
Probably July, because they said 120 days. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
God, I want
Ooh,
to
you
move in already. I'm so fucking tired of living with my family.
Really? Why?
Like I don't hate it. I've just been craving my own space for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I feel
you've never not lived at home, right? It's not like you moved
Yeah.
out and moved back in.
No. Yeah, I have lived with my family for my entire life. No real, not even a slight break for like more than a
Yeah,
week.
it's a whole new world out there. when you
Literally,
get out your
literally
parents'
with
house.
that Atlanta trip was the only time I have been out of state without my family.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's
hey,
crazy.
You're still very young. It's pretty normal, I
And
think.
before that, the trip that I took with Bobby that was in Boone, which is about 3 hours away, that was the furthest I'd been from my family ever. It was 3
Damn.
hours. Yeah. So, I mean, I very much love my family, which is good. Like I have siblings and parents are both fantastic, but it's oh my God, the Pacers are getting fucked. Their cheeks
Dude, you know what?
clapped. Oh
You know
my
what,
God.
what's so funny? Before this season, well,
They're
yeah,
down
before the
22
season
with 5
started.
minutes left in the first.
God damn! Wait,
I got
Oh,
completely
shit.
sidetracked. I got
Dude,
completely sidetracked.
what's so funny is that before the season started, I just one of my predictions or whatever. I made some video. I don't know what it's called, but I remember saying in the video that the Pacers, like, they're not going to make the playoffs this year, and they've been doing the kind of same-ish thing, same-ish formula for too long, and this is the year that like the Hawks getting better. I thought the Hornets are going to get better, and I just saw no room for them being good.
I also
And
thought the Wizards would get better, but apparently
yeah, them too. And I just like they didn't do much, and I just saw them falling off, and here they are.
Yeah, apparently
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook and Julius Randle are on like a similar plane this season.
Yeah, I'm actually I might title today's postgame recap "The Harsh Truth About the Indiana Pacers" because you got to get the
Yeah.
harsh truth title in there.
Right. You
There's
can't
no
even just do
chance-
the truth anymore. It has to be the harsh
Yeah,
truth.
there's no truth. There's no chance in hell that that video does well on the main channel. So.
Mhm.
For a second. Anyways, as I was saying before I got completely sidetracked, my family's great, but I want my own place, like
I feel
separate.
it.
I've grown out of wanting, like, I live, every bit of my being is in this like 12 by 13 bedroom.
That's a
You
pretty
might go.
good-
You might go fucking insane after a certain amount of time in that situation.
For sure. Yeah.
Pandemic hasn't helped, but yeah.
So happy that shit's almost over, man. Over.
But
You know,
even then, herd immunity is going to take like a couple of months after everyone's vaccinated, even. So
Yeah, but like that shit doesn't even work with this because you can catch it twice. You know.
yeah.
So like that just herd immunity is just not a thing that's gonna work.
Mhm.
It pisses me off to think about it honestly, and not to dive straight into like straight up political topics, and also not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but like this is legitimate reality, not bullshit. It's deeply upsetting the way that we could have been manufacturing vaccines at a significantly higher rate if only the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation had followed through on their word to support the manufacturing and discovery of a vaccine. And also, like the prerequisite to that was that it would be open source, not patented, not used for profit. But they went back on that. And after funding the very first COVID vaccine, they're like, actually, can you just license this to the drug manufacturer that we have a stake in so we can make money off of this and not make it open source and significantly slow down the production of COVID vaccines around the world? If that didn't happen, like it wouldn't take until 2023 for less developed countries to get this vaccine. Like this shit could be very close to actually being over
Pacers
now.
are getting the swiftest dicking I've ever seen in my life.
What'd you say the score was? Like fucking 35
It's
to something?
18. It's 18 to 41 right now, and there's like 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
God, how do you allow that many points in a quarter, man? What the
Well, they're
fuck?
also the Bucks cannot miss from outside. Like I'm actually curious.
Oh,
how
they
many-
haven't missed a three. God damn. Pat
Yeah.
Connaughton, the man you wanted to trade Rudy, is going crazy right now.
Let's see. Milwaukee is 9 for 10 from 3.
Oh, is Giannis? No, Giannis is not playing. Holy shit!
When they're doing all this without Giannis.
Giannis isn't playing? Oh my god,
Yeah.
bruh.
Those PJ Tucker minutes coming in huge. Brolo has 11.
Oh my god, it's not
That's-
Rolo. That's Brooke Lopez.
Yeah, that's what I said. Brolo.
Dang.
Oh, you said.
Well, but
I
it's
thought you said
important to
Rolo.
note that what's his name, Malcolm Brogdon, the most underrated player in the league, is not playing.
Yeah, but
Yes.
TJ McConnell has 9 off the bench.
Yeah, I got
Yes.
TJ McConnell. Here's more teasers for the video I'm recording after this. I got TJ McConnell for Luke Kennard as a trade. I think it's perfectly
doing
reasonable.
that.
Dude,
I don't want that contract. His knees are made of glass.
Yeah, I figured there was some value in having that longer term deal on like a usable NBA player compared to the expiring of TJ McConnell.
Yeah, maybe, but I think they can bring TJ in a reasonably priced contract. Anyways, yeah, poor Pacers.
Or
Were we talking about something, or are we talking about COVID vaccine? Ah,
we
COVID
should finish
vaccine.
that question. That what's his name? Something Bagels or whatever the hell his name is on
Bagels.
Twitter. Pizza Bagels.
is
Yeah.
all over the place in terms of like being an NBA, YouTube, Stan.
What did he say?
Yeah.
What was the
He's
question? I
on
thought we answered it.
everything. Oh yeah. I said I would bring up another one of his questions. Arm sleeves. What's your opinion on arm sleeves? Do they make a player look cool or do they look dumb?
Oh,
Cool as fuck to me.
Yeah,
It
cool as fuck.
depends. It depends. There's some players that can't rock them, but I think in general they're fine. But like there are some players that try double sleeves, and that's a big risk. There are players that can do double sleeves. There are players that cannot do double sleeves. And I like Wesley Matthews for years has been doing double sleeves. That's not it for you, dude. You're not a double sleeves guy. You're just not. So stop it.
Yeah. I remember I seen. That's true. I seen KD with one game. I think it.
Yeah, see, KD can't
he
wear a
can't-
sleeve because his arms are so long, it makes it look tiny.
Yeah, Curry cannot wear one either. Clay, he just can't.
I think players, once they've gone long enough without wearing the accessory, you come to expect it, and you can't. Like, I can't. Curry, you cannot wear an arm sleeve. I hate that Derrick Rose wears one because I'm like, no, don't wear an arm sleeve. You're Derrick Rose. You don't wear an arm sleeve. That's just not.
Yeah, Trae Young wears one here and there, but he's super versatile. He's one of the few that can get away with.
Sometimes
can get
you
away
just
with
won't
whatever.
wear any accessories.
Yeah. So he's one of the few you can just get away
Also,
with.
I think by far the best combination of accessories is left leg sleeve, right elbow sleeve or reverse. That can also work. Like the
You're right.
That's what Jason Tatum's rocking right now. I think the elbow sleeve and the leg sleeve.
See, man, Jason Tatum is
Not
just about
sleeve,
aesthetics, man.
He got caught in 4K.
No.
He just got caught.
Whips out the red camera for the bit.
He just got caught.
Bro, that is such a fucking clippable moment right there. Like just you saying you got caught in 4K, pull out the camera.
Right?
Oh my god, I'm gonna reply to some girl on Twitter, and some guy's gonna reply with a clip of that. Oh man,
Yeah, for real.
all
But
right.
Rudy's theory just damn Rudy.
That's just
That's
not
crazy.
true, but
I said this on a
he
locker
does have
room
a
one
good
time
aesthetic.
because it's a lot more it's not like locker rooms are recorded and uploaded and meant to go
Mhm.
back and seen. So I was
They
feeling
are
feeling
recorded.
a little bit more loose on locker room. But after kind of fielding it there, I'm more with it now. I'll put it on a podcast to be recorded and uploaded. But I think people propping up Jason Tatum is just like a side effect of some kind of colorism. Like I think him being light skinned has a significant contributing
Yeah,
factor
you're not
to him
lying.
being perceived as the best player on that team.
Bro, what the fuck?
That is some truth.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely
it's like,
some truth to it.
This
I mean,
guy
it's like-
ratioed me on Twitter for no reason.
oh no, we got to get a live look at Jacob getting ratioed.
Yeah, go
let's
pull it
find
up.
that.
Pull it
The
up
guy
on the
just
screen.
quote tweeted on my DeAndre Ayton video ratio. And like the people, there's even a guy who replied, he's right. He's right.
Fucking what?
He's
Let me
right.
see.
All right, let's see.
not
Disappointment,
wrong
yes,
for the
bust,
most
no.
part.
Oh shit!
We'll put bust in the title.
You're getting ratioed.
You said it's in the replies of your tweet promoting your video?
Also,
Yeah.
Damn, I don't see
It's the
it.
last one.
I got
It's
a
the last
quote
one.
tweet. I got a quote tweet that says this is one of the worst videos I've ever watched, and another one saying this is exactly how I feel as a Suns fan. So which is it, bro?
The dichotomy of Twitter. Damn, I literally don't see it. I don't see anyone with that many likes or whatever on your replies.
I just retweeted
Very
it.
bottom one. Don't retweet it.
gotta support the ratio.
I don't think people understand. My argument is not that DeAndre Ayton isn't
Oh, it's a
good.
quote
It's that
tweet.
he could be a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, is it unreasonable to say that a guy that was supposed to be a franchise player putting up Clint Capella numbers isn't really all that like crazy? Like, is that not a little bit disappointing? I didn't say he was a bust.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
not even close
even in
to a
the
bust.
in the thumbnail, you hedge and say
Falling
falling a bit short.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit. I didn't even say he's. Oh my god, he's so horrible. Like, this is some horse shit, bro.
People quick to
Yeah.
assume.
It's unfortunate.
But I gotta support the slander. Fuck you.
Now, do I delete? The question is, do I?
Any
delete
chance
it?
to knock Jacob down a peg, you got to
The
take
chance
it.
is, do I delete it?
Nah. Take it.
Just ratio culture, if you will, on Twitter is just so strange to me. I feel like it gets
Yeah,
bundled in with like the Lemmicky type of humor.
Yeah,
But like,
they're
honestly,
close.
I follow way too many people on Twitter, like
Mm.
almost 5,000 people, and
That's so dear.
like none of them seem to engage in the Lemmicky discourse or very much of the ratio bullshit. Like I don't know what I did to curate my feed, but I didn't hear any Lemmicky jokes. Fucking
Mickey is so cringe to me.
yeah. I mean,
one of the
it's
most
weird.
things.
It's just weird.
And it was hilarious because the other day, maybe like last week or whatever, Joel Embiid helped push that agenda, and he said something. He said Mickey Mouse All-Star Game. It was like, yeah, he said the All-Star Game. It was funny as fuck. I was like, shit, that's when it hit for me.
Yeah, troll Embiid, troll L Embiid.
What did you just eat?
Oh, mac and cheese.
I'm deleting it. I'm not dealing with it. I deleted it. I'm not dealing with it.
Why'd you delete it?
I just can't.
No, you
Why
didn't.
you really
Get
deleted
outta
it?
here.
You deleted it?
Yep, sorry, this page doesn't exist.
Because we got ratio.
I can't believe you deleted it.
Oh,
I mean, I guess you got all the promo you needed out of it. Who the hell is this Mavs Please Win guy? I mean, he follows me. I follow
Yeah,
him.
but-
Whoa,
that is-
Adrian Wojnarowski is Clippers
Oh,
are
we got
trading-
live Woj tweets. Is that
No,
what you're
it's just
telling me
a-
right now?
It's just the Clippers trading a guy who doesn't play for a second-round pick.
And cash. Don't forget about the cash.
Oh yeah.
Gotta pay gotta pay Kawhi's family off.
Also, the guy that ratioed me follows me, so it's not. He's
Right.
like,
Yeah,
the guy
he
who
follows
hates
me too.
It's
We
horseshit,
put his
man.
handle on the screen. Shout out to him for ratioing.
I
you.
literally didn't even say
This
he
is
was
not
bad.
the type of move I expected to be happening today. Just trading away me Fondu Kabengele for
Yeah,
nothing.
trade
Like, that's
deadline's
just
really
whack.
popping off.
I thought there'd be movement today because there's a bunch of trade exceptions that expire today, and like, why would you not utilize your trade exception if you can? Here, I'm trying to find my tweet that I had about it last night. It's actually in my trade document as well, but I'll just scroll Twitter. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams have trade exceptions expiring today, and this is the first trade we've heard of. So it's very strange to me. The Clippers are one of those teams too. They have a $3.5 million trade exception and a $1.5 million trade exception.
They're gonna
They
pull
did
it
not
off
use
once
this
they
in
get
this move.
clapped. They're gonna pull it off once they get clapped by the Hawks tonight.
Just right at the deadline.
Yeah, Hawks basketball has been tremendous. Great, I haven't felt this way as a
Yeah, how do you
Hawks
feel
fan.
about Nate McMillan? You know?
Dude, I love him. I'm in love.
Are you still
got him on
undefeated
it.
under him, or did y'all pick up a
Yeah.
loss yet?
We haven't lost yet.
Crazy.
Nothing but W's.
Fucking
We're
crazy.
we're like 8-0. We have only like 8 straight.
That's what I saw.
eight
They're
straight
also
or
playing the
whatever.
Rockets, so it's probably about to be 9. Although I haven't checked, so
Do you think the Rockets are getting in the 27 club? You think they're breaking
I
the
think
record?
28 is the record, so
I think it's
that'll be
27.
29.
I think it's 27.
No, the record is 28, but people are mentioning 27 because of the 27 missed threes. That's why you keep saying 27. That's why you keep seeing 27, because they're like, we want to see that number from the Rockets again.
Gotcha. Goddamn, that whole team that missed all those threes is off the fucking team now.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Actually. Wait, no, I think Daniel House is on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Was Daniel House on that team? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
the
he
one
was.
guy who like got COVID bullshit happened.
Yeah, well, Daniel House is still on
Dude,
the
there's
Rockets,
this-
so.
There's this new meme going on about Daniel House. I think you have seen it probably really, where like Daniel House is staring down the female ref, and it's captured like "Not now, Daniel." So it's hilarious.
Right.
Like, he had the most
Yeah.
devious,
Seen that?
like I'm up to no good look ever.
I'm gonna check the box score of Bulls versus Jazz, and I can't imagine I'm gonna be happy with it.
Do you need to turn your camera off to check the box score?
I miss seeing you, cutie.
Why did it turn my camera off? Oh, they're only down 14. What do you know?
It's crazy how a
That's-
20-point lead is like not a big deal in the NBA because
But
scoring
like
just comes so naturally.
14, I expected worse. I expected a lot worse. So all right, fuck it. I mean, they're just gonna lose, but I mean, you're making Thad Young stop Rudy Gobert on the boards. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get one more question.
Yeah.
All right, one more question. Let me pull it back up because I have closed the thread since. All right, I'll just read the top one. Fucking Ball Pundit on Twitter. I don't think we've read very many of his questions, but he's always in here. Shout out to him. Why won't Rusty admit he's a casual? You left Detroit out of your young core vid.
Oh yeah, I did. I did. That was my mistake.
Yeah. I thought I was the professional casual podcast.
Yeah, well,
Looks
they
like
would have
it's
got.
you.
They probably. Well, I don't know. I have to see. I can't even say anything because Killian Hayes has barely played. But Sadiq Bey is very, very good.
Yeah,
Isaiah
I love
Stewart
him.
is very, very good. Apparently, he's making threes sometimes, which like, damn, if he's doing that. That's in terms of their young guys. I mean, other than that, I mean, Sekou doesn't really look like he's going to be much.
It's crazy how Seku's career was like nothing, huge peak, nothing.
He had like a couple game stretch where he looked really good or had a lot of upside, but that's about it.
Yeah. Just flashes of talent.
All right, let's do
I
one
mean,
more question.
quick
I'm not a
question.
casual.
Quick question.
Fuck you.
Quick question. Now that LaMelo's hurt, you think that Tyrese Halliburton can win that Rookie of the Year?
Ooh, I
that's
think
a
it's
good
going to go to
question.
Ant. Like,
Ant?
I think he's just going to have the more impressive numbers.
Yeah, because you came on Twitter and was like, "Fuck D'Lo" for this tweet. where he's like Anthony Ant Rookie of the Year.
And there's a guy defending him. Like that tweet doesn't mention LaMelo. It's like it came out right after the injury was announced.
Yeah, it
what
was.
Do you think he was referencing?
D'Lo is a snake, man.
Do you have
between that and Nick Young?
Do you have the reading? Do you have the comprehension of a toddler? Like that's. I mean, you are a D'Lo stan, so.
This man, Tyrese, just dropped 28 on 73% shooting from the field and 80 from the three-point line.
That's good, because he's having, I've noticed he's had a couple of rougher games lately, so that's good.
Yeah. So, if anyone will take it, I think I'd have him over Anthony Edwards, just because I don't think Anthony Edwards' efficiency numbers wouldn't be there.
Shit, maybe the Grizzlies will trade for Buddy Hield, and then it'll be locked.
I've been suggesting that for a while. Let's do one more question. Let's do a not basketball question.
All right. I really didn't want to do this because it's like low key kind of homophobic, but as long as we address that, then I think it's fine. But Cash Cardi Sports on Twitter asked, I would like to have an update for the quote, how much would someone have to pay you to give top, unquote, question. Last time, Rusty claimed 10K would be, quote unquote, sufficient.
You know what's funny?
And I'm sure his price has increased.
I might have forgotten, but my head immediately said 10K.
So yeah,
I don't think I remember answering that question, but I still think 10K. Like, just because I'm doing better financially than when the question was asked does not mean that my price has gone up.
Good grief. Wow, man of his word.
You know, you got to be what's the word? You got to be consumer friendly.
Right. Price to compete.
Can't hike up the price just because you're a little bit more bougie now.
I don't know why, but I always have to. Well, it's been more of a trend. I got to end the podcast off with me saying that I have an appointment with my toilet.
He doesn't want to answer the question.
Oh, me? That too.
Yeah, someone asked. It was actually B-Ball Toast said, "Why does Mojo always dip before the podcast ends, or right at the end?"
I mean, to be fair, I think he has the expectation this will go for an hour and a half, and we always push it longer than that. So
yep, we lollygag for half an hour at the beginning, and then we go 30 minutes over the expected time. At
never actually the time that is planned. Yeah, no. Which I'm sure the guests appreciate.
Oh yeah, for sure. We should have some reoccurring guests because our guests the past like month or two have been fucking fantastic. Yep. Like I'd love to have Swish out again. I'd love to have Double D again. Noah, of course.
I think Noah was our best episode.
Yeah, that live wiping review was insane. Yeah. I loved that. Which, by the way, the more I thought about it, the more going between your legs is just fucking insane. I don't get it. I don't understand. I said I understood on the pod based on your reasoning, but now that I've thought about it more weeks later,
I don't even understand what you're doing. Like, I don't understand how you do that. To me, it's so natural. Like, that's what I was born to be.
I was born to wipe between my legs.
Yeah.
I don't want to reach into the bowl that I just shit in to get to my shitty ass and then wipe towards my fucking taint.
I mean, you're still reaching into the bowl when you're doing it from behind.
No, I'm not. I'm fucking going to the bottom of my ass and scrubbing up.
Are you not leaning forward though?
No, I mean, no, not really.
But regardless, your hand is under your ass, which is inside the toilet. So your hand is in the toilet.
Not when I lean over. I'm above the bowl when I lean over.
I can't imagine leaning over. That seems insane to me.
Gotta wipe your ass.
We can't talk about this all fucking day. All right. Well, I guess we do the outro now. God.
Yeah, I suppose it's been about 2 hours.
They have 60 points and there's 7 minutes left, and they don't have Giannis.
R.I.P. to the Pacers, man.
Oh my God. All right. Well, that's it. Goodbye.
All right, boys.
Yeah, this was a good one.
That's bye. You know, I get the last word.